Data center automation performs regulatory, corporate, and security best practice compliance on both agentless and agent-based OS database middleware, including server automation and Puppet managed resources. Earlier in a previous video, Michael showed you a hybrid two-tier provisioning demo with HCM. Here I will show you how day 2 operations such as regulatory and corporate compliance are performed. Here's the Fisma regulatory policy we are using that contains benchmarks for OS, database, and middleware, as well as service level objectives for this policy. SLO defines the frequency in which a resource should be scanned. Non-compliance actions are set. Here we have chosen to remediate resources inside of a maintenance window when they're non-compliant. Here are the resources that were placed into the hybrid two-tier backend resource group. DCA treats the OS and the discovered database and middleware as individual resources. Let's drill into this resource group. In this resource group, we have the Oracle database and the Windows host that the database is deployed on. If we open up this resource group, we can see what maintenance schedules are attached as well as any policies that the group is subscribed to. I see here that there's a Fisma policy attached to this group and a maintenance schedule is defined. Let's take a look at one of these maintenance schedules. Policy defines the frequency in which the scan remediation needs to take place. The maintenance schedule defines when the jobs can take place. You could leverage DCA RBAC to put resource group owners in charge of their own maintenance windows. SLO combined with the maintenance window allows the DCA intelligent scheduler to calculate when jobs should actually be run. Here's an example of the maintenance schedule. This is a read-write maintenance schedule, but we could also do just a scan maintenance schedule and a separate remediation maintenance schedule. With a policy and a maintenance schedule already in place, DCA has already automatically scheduled jobs to be run on these resources. If we look here, we can already see scheduled jobs for these resources. Now we could wait around for these scheduled jobs to take place, or we could run them ad hoc. So for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to drill into this resource group, and we're going to start an ad hoc Fisma scan on the Oracle database that was provisioned as part of the hybrid two-tier design in HCM. So I'm going to open it up, and we're going to go over to Actions, and we're going to start a scan against the Fisma policy. And while this is running, let's run a Fisma scan on the Windows host that this database is hosted on. So that job's running. Go back into the group, and we'll open up this Windows host that's hosting this database. And we're going to start an ad hoc scan on it as well. So we'll scan this Windows machine against the Fisma policy. And now we've got 2 jobs running. Let's go back to our Oracle database. It should only take about 2 to 3 minutes to run a Fisma scan on this Oracle database. So I'll go ahead here, we'll navigate back, open up the database, and we'll let this run here for a minute, and I'll be back in a second with the results. So it looks like the scan is completed. We have 59 of 122 rules that are compliant. We can drill into the non-compliant rules, and almost all of these rules can be automatically remediated against. Certain circumstances would require that we wouldn't want to remediate against them, things that would lock you out of a database, etc. In those cases, we'll leave those for you to address however you see fit. But because DCA does couple remediation actions with the compliance scan benchmarks, we should be able to remediate against most of these. So I'm going to kick off an ad hoc remediation job. Again, this would occur normally with the schedule. But we're going to start one manually now for the purposes of this demo. So I choose the Fisma policy, and I choose to remediate. So let's let that run. Now while this job is running, I can also kick off an ad hoc scan on the Windows host that the database is deployed on. So I'll drill into my resource groups. I'll open up the backend resource group, and we'll open up this MS1 resource, this Windows resource, and we'll start an ad hoc remediation of the Fisma policy. And while that job's running, let's go back to our database, our Oracle database, and see if the remediation job is complete. Should only take a few minutes. So it looks like the job has been completed, and now you'll see the improvement in the score. We've got only 12 rules that are non-compliant now on this resource. So it did a really good job. If we take a look at our compliance dashboard, we can have an overall view of compliance by benchmark and resource type. For more information on the dashboard and other DCA use cases, please watch the rest of the videos.